Okay, this is a FiiO warmer DAC that I've just finished soldering some new capacitors into for an upgrade. Now, all these yellow ones here, there's 8 smaller ones, 4 larger ones. They were all sitting under where the valves go here, and I've just replaced them with these blue ones. Now I will say that this is a significant upgrading sound. This is the second one of these I've done, and in my opinion, the DAC still holds its same sound signature, but there's definitely more detail and air in the mix. The DAC just seems a bit less congested and a bit more open, bit more effortless, I guess I could say. It is a very good upgrade. It does take it up another level, although I do think in stock form this is a very good DAC for the price, but this does take it up another level. Now, my capacitor choice here isn't exactly just buy what I want to use in the DAC. It was basically the best I could find that would fit, that I could make work. So the larger ones here are Jantzen standard Z caps. Now they're 2.2 UF 400 volt. There's 4 of them. And these smaller ones here are ClarityCap PX range 0.33 UF 250 volt, and there's 8 of them. 4 there, and there's another 4 that sit under the valves there. Now, the leads on the ClarityCaps will not fit through the board. They're too thick. So I've snipped the original caps up high and left the wire so I could solder directly to them. The Jantzen caps will fit through the board, so the holes will have to be cleaned out very well with a solder sucker, but they just fit through. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this board back in and assemble this unit so you can see how it goes. So basically, taking the board out is the same, just in reverse. Now, this just slots in. It's quite tight. You've got to kind of just put a little bit of pressure on that backboard to get it through. Here we go. Now we've got this this metal shield that sits in. Then there's 6 screws that hold that board down. Now, I probably wouldn't attempt this job unless you've got reasonable experience doing this sort of work. If you don't have experience doing this sort of work, I probably wouldn't risk it. These units are quite expensive, and yeah, you wouldn't want something to go wrong, and doing this will void the warranty. But if you do have experience doing this sort of work, it's really, I wouldn't say it's a very hard job to do. It did take me a few hours of research on Hi-Fi Collective, looking at cap sizes and figuring out what would actually work. So that was half the battle. There really wasn't much choice at the end of the day. By memory, there was some obligatos that I could have used, but I'd rather the ClarityCaps and the Jantzens personally. These ClarityCaps and Jantzens too, they're actually not that expensive. Not compared to a lot of other sort of boutique audiophile capacitors out there, and they do sound extremely good. Now, what also holds that board in is there's another 4 little screws on the back here. So I'm just going to screw them in. Alright, next what I'm going to do is plug all the leads back in where they belong. I do recommend take some photos before you pull these off, which I did, in case you run into trouble. There are 2 the same plug here, so you've got to make sure they go back where they belong. Two power leads up the back here. Alright. Now we've got this little resistor ladder board here. That's just got some pins on the bottom, basically slots in. Got these switches here, they just sit on that resistor ladder board. Go through the back there. Yeah, there's 2 screws go in the back, 2 screws go in the back there and hold it in. These particular ones are actually a hex head, they're not Phillips head screwdriver bits. Alright, now plug that one in. That's it. Alright, that's about it for that. Now it's just a matter of persevering and getting these valves back in, which can be a little bit of a bitch. If you're willing to chuck some extra money at the unit too, new old stock valves, they're quite expensive, but they do sound pretty good. These Sylvanias, in my opinion, sound better than the stock valves that come in this unit, but they're not cheap either. Got to be a little bit of a bitch to get in. Yeah, just carefully wiggle them in there like that. That's about it. So as you can see, they sit quite nicely over the top of them caps. A little bit of space there. Works quite well. After the valves ring, just a matter of screwing the cover down, and that's it.